Hello students, today we are going to discuss what is emotions. In psychology, emotion is a complex psychophysiological response to an internal or external stimulus involving subjective experience, physiological arousal, cognitive appraisal, expression, and behavior tendencies. So, in common words, what is emotion in psychology? So, emotion is a complex psychological and physiological reaction to a situation, person, to a thought or event. It affects our thoughts, like what we think. Our body reacts, means heartbeat, sweating is there when you feel some fear or some any dangerous things happens to you, so you feel some emotions. And then your behavior, like crying, smiling, shouting. So these are the psychological and physiological reactions to a situation. Now, in common words, emotion is a feeling state that affects the way we think, we behave, and react in different situations. Emotions are natural responses to events happening around us or inside us. They help us to understand our experiences and guide our actions. For example, when we feel happy, we smile, we feel energetic. And when we feel sad, we may cry or become quiet. When we feel afraid, our heartbeat becomes faster and we try to protect ourselves. Um, and during when we feel angry, we may shout or show frustration. So, physiological components means our body changes, like emotions cause physical changes in the body, such as sweating, fast heartbeat, trembling, or tears are there. So, these are physiological components. So, let us discuss key components of emotion. So, first of all, discuss what are the subjective experiences we feel. So, the personal feeling aspects, for example, feeling happy, afraid. So, these are the subjective experiences. So, uh, this is how we personally feel inside. For example, feeling happy after scoring good marks. So, these are subjective experiences. It is related to the stimulus only. What is the situation there? And same we feel there. Like we get good marks, that's why we feel happy. Okay. We lose some our friends' trust, that's why we feel sad. Okay, so these are the subjective experiences. Now, what are the physiological arousals? Means what are the changes we see in the body? For example, increased heart rate, sweating is there, muscle tension. So emotions create physical changes in the body. For example, when you feel fear, means जब डर लगता आपको, your heart beat becomes fast. And when you feel anger, your muscle tension, and there is a rage there. And when you feel anxiety, sweating is there. And when you feel happiness, your body is relaxed. So these are the physiological changes you see in your body during emotions. Now next is cognitive appraisal. So what does it mean? It means like our thoughts and interpretations decide how we feel. So for example, evaluations, we evaluate the situation, we interpret the situation, like is it safe situation, or it is a threat, is it good? Okay, so these are the cognitive appraisals. Like if we think I'm in trouble, so we feel fear. And when we think like I won an award, so I feel excitement there. So these are the cognitive appraisals, which is related to our interpretation. Now next is expressive behavior. So how emotions are shown outwardly, this is also like our facial expressions changes when we feel particular emotion there, our voice change, our body language changes that communicate our emotion. When we feel fear, our facial expression shows like we are in a fear. When we feel happy, our facial expressions, our voice, our body language changes when we feel happy. So these are the expressive behavior. Now, behavioral tendencies, emotions prepare us for the action. So this is the final stage there. So emotions also ready us for the action to take, like readiness to act in certain ways. For we approach the things, whether we approach it or whether we have to avoid it, whether we have to fight it, whether we have to escape from there. So these are the behavioral tendencies. Like when we feel fear, we run away from that situation. When we feel angry, we confront someone. Like I feel angry there. Our facial expression changes. So when we feel love, we show help to others. We show care. We show love to others. So these are the behavioral tendencies with the particular emotion. When we feel sad, we withdraw socially. So these are the behavioral tendencies. So these are the components of emotions, and there is a process in the emotional, which is called the emotional process. Like what is that? So like you can see in the picture, so this infographic picture shows emotion as a step by step process. First of all, you can see there is a stimulus there, means some situation is there, internal or external event occurs. So something happens, then you feel appraisal, means your brain evaluate the meaning of the event. Like your brain interprets the situation, what is the actual situation there. Your brain think, for example, you see a dog suddenly barks loudly near you, so this is a situation, external situation occur. Okay, then what your brain interpret there, your brain interpret the dog may attack me. Okay, so next step is response. So what your brain responds, then your body reacts physically, then physiological changes happen there, subjective feeling, your action readiness are generated. So this is the third step in the emotional process. Your heartbeat increases, your muscle tighten, your adrenaline releases. Okay, now next step is expression. Emotions are expressed through your face, through your voice, through body language. Then your eyes are wide, you scream, you move back. Okay, then finally you take action, you act according to the emotion, you whether you run away or you protect yourself. So behavior is influenced by the emotion, you approach, to approach or to avoid, etc. So this is the emotional process. Stimulus, appraisal, response, expression, then we take action. Okay, so some major theories also there, major theories of emotion. So James Lang theory, what is that? It says that first we feel stimulus, means we there is an event, internal like external event occurs, then physiological arousal is there, then emotion. Okay, we feel afraid because we tremble. So he said there are only three steps there: stimulus, physiological arousal, and then emotion. So what is Cannon-Barr theory? He said that stimulus and then then emotion and then arousal occur simultaneously. So he said that both the emotion and body reaction happen together. You see a snake, fear occurs, and your heart races at the same time. So simultaneously you feel the event and emotion is there. And what is Scatter-Singer theory? It is stimulus. He said stimulus, then next step is arousal, physical arousal, and then cognitive labeling is there, and then emotion. So For example, if you think it's exciting, you feel happiness, and if you think it's dangerous, you feel fear. So the your emotion depends upon the event. Like cognitive appraisal theory, so emotion results from how we appraise or evaluate an event. Our interpretation creates emotion. For example, when you fail in an exam, failing a test, so one student think I will improve, that is motivation, and other student think I am useless, that is sadness. So cognitive appraisal theory, emotion result from how we appraise or evaluate an event. So different, same situation but different result from different people is there. That is cognitive appraisal theory. Now it is next is evolutionary theory. What is evolutionary theory? Emotions are adaptive and help survival and reproduction. What does it mean? It mean like emotions are adaptive. We adapt the emotions which help us in survival, and then the action is created. So this is evolutionary theory. So many question comes from these theories. So just explain what is James Lang theory, what is cognitive appraisal theory. So these types of questions come from this topic. Now let's discuss types of basic emotions. So you can see there are many basic combination emotions are there, like happiness, sadness, anger, fear. You feel surprise, you feel disgust. So during happiness you feel joy, you feel contentment, pleasure. During sadness, sorrow is there, grief, disappointment, like you losing a pet, so you feel grief. So anger, irritation, hostility, rage is there. So these are the emotions. You feel the event, and then you respond accordingly. During fear, anxiety, worry, terror, surprise, amazing, you feel astonishment, you feel amazement. And inversion, rejection, you feel rejection during disgust, when you feel disgust. So functions of emotions. So emotions are important because they protect us from danger, they help us in decision making, they improve communication, they build relationship, they motivate us to achieve goals. So they help in survival. For example, fear warns us of danger. Motivate goal directed behavior. This means joy encourages repetition. Facilitate decision making. Enhance social communication and bonding. When you show your facial expression, um, okay, then your family bond, your social communication improves. It provide us meaning to our experiences. How we experience something, and we have to show it accordingly using our emotions. So this provide meaning to our experiences. So these are the major functions of emotions. Now, emotion regulation. What is emotion regulation? So, emotion regulation means controlling and managing emotions properly. The ability to influence which emotions we have, when we have them, and how we experience and express them. So, that is emotional regulation. So, these are there are the strategies there. So, reappraisal, mindfulness, problem solving, relaxation, social support. So, these are the strategies there. Now, what are the clinical relevances? So, dysregulation of emotions is associated with many psychological disorders, such as we feel anxiety disorder. If we are not able to regulate our emotions, so anxiety disorders are there, depression, you have borderline personality disorder, you feel post traumatic stress disorder, bipolar disorder is there. So these are the clinical relevance if you are not able to regulate your emotions properly. So poor emotional control may lead to psychological problems, right? So that is why emotional intelligence and regulation are important in psychology. So one more important question is there, more topic is there, neural basis of emotion. Means what is the root area in our brain where emotion formed. So the limbic system plays a key role in emotion. So in our limbic system there are the parts in our brain like amygdala. It's a part which help us to show fear, threat detection. Hippocampus is responsible for memory of emotional events. Hypothalamus is responsible for physiological responses. Our prefrontal cortex help us to regulate and control our emotions. So these are the neural bases of emotions which happens in our brain. Okay, so what we discussed today. Okay, so one more question is there, factors that influence emotions. So there are many factors like biological, physiological, social, situational. Biological factors are there like our genes, our brain, our hormones, neurotransmitters help us to uh, show emotions or generate emotions in our body. Psychological factors like our personality also affects our emotion, beliefs, our past experiences, our thoughts are responsible for the emotions. Social and situational, like cultural, our family background, relationships, our social norms are also responsible for the emotions. Situational, like stress, environment, time of the day, even whether it is day or night, our emotion depends on that also. Our workload, if we feel any stress related work related load, we feel stressed. If we are relaxed, we do not have any work, we have a relaxed day, so we feel happy, we feel contented. So our situational things are also, factors are also influence our emotions. So students, what we get today, what we learn today, emotion is not just a feeling, it is a combination of thoughts, body reactions, our behavior, our actions. So emotions are not just feelings, they are multi-dimensional responses that influence how we think, act, and interact with the world. Right? Thank you, student, for today. We will discuss next topic in our next class. Thank you.